Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 458 based on novel. So let's start. An unknown emotion appeared. Wang Lin's memory of Shizifeng wasn't strong, but he hadn't forgotten her. Just like how there would be someone you liked in your life, there would be someone else who liked you. He could have politely rejected and let this kind of woman go, but he definitely wouldn't forget. Wang Lin could clearly see Shizifeng's injuries. Her origin soul had been injured many times, making it very difficult to heal. And it was obvious that her origin soul had taken another hit recently. How was she injured? Wang Lin's gaze swept past the 100 cultivators and eventually fell on an old man. He felt like this old man was somewhat familiar. He vaguely remembered this old man as one of the people he had brought out of the Thunder Celestial Realm. The old man became excited when Wang Lin looked at him. The group of people Wang Lin had saved was still grateful even now. With Wang Lin's rise in fame hundreds of years ago, their respect for Wang Lin had become even stronger. Benefactor. The old man's voice trembled and he clasped his hands at Wang Lin. The middle-aged man in front trembled and his eyes were filled with despair. At the same time, he subconsciously turned toward the old man and pleaded with his eyes. However, this plea collapsed when the old man spoke. It was as if he had heard the world collapsing around him. It's him. If not for him forcing fellow cultivator Shizi, her origin soul wouldn't be so seriously injured. The old man pointed at the middle-aged man that was kneeling in front. The middle-aged man managed to find the courage under his intense fear and quickly got up. He retreated while looking anxious and roared, "Jude Song-yoon, you slander me. As a messenger of the Thunder Celestial Temple, I have the right to request each of you to move the planet, and every one of you needs to obey my command. You dare to insult me like this? What is your intent? Senior, don't listen to his person's slander. Junior did everything to help all heaven prepare for battle. I didn't force fellow cultivator Shizi at all. Junior even knows fellow cultivator Shizi, so how could I?" The middle-aged man quickly backed away until he had retreated more than 1,000 feet. Wang Lin looked at the retreating middle-aged with the same cold gaze with which he looked at the destruction of planet Dong Lin. Wang Lin had been through much, so he immediately figured out the truth from a simple gaze. To bully a weak woman, you deserve to die. The more Shizifeng lowered her head and retreated, the more she impacted Wang Lin. Many things can happen in 800 years of time. The past was like a dream and the present was hazy. What it brought Wang Lin was the melancholy of familiar faces disappearing with the passage of time. Wang Lin stared at the retreating middle-aged man filled with fear. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes and he raised his right hand. You can't kill me. I'm a messenger of the Thunder Celestial Temple. I'm under the order of the Thunder Celestial Temple to prepare for battle and have the Thunder Celestial Temple's order. If you kill me now, you will become an enemy of the Thunder Celestial Temple and hinder all heaven's preparations for war. Not only will you become an enemy of all heaven, but you will also become an enemy of the 4-star systems. My cultivation level isn't high, but I'm still a power to resist the outer realm. I want to battle the outer realm, I want to give my full strength to fight for the inner realm. You can't kill me. Even if you want to kill me, you have to give me a chance to fight the outer realm and let me die on the battlefield." The middle-aged man retreated and roared out all the excuses he could think of. When he was young, he was good with words and was sharp. Now, facing his death, his skill was on full display. I will have no regrets if I die on the battlefield. I don't want to die in all heaven before I can burn my life. I was wrong, but the crime isn't punishable by death. If you must kill me, give me 100 years of life so I can fight for the inner realm. If it was an ordinary cultivator, they would be moved by these words and might even let him go. These words were awe-inspiring and contained a will to die for the inner realm. In truth, the middle-aged man had used his sharp tongue to obtain great benefits in his life. Even his identity as a messenger of the Thunder Celestial Temple was obtained by his tongue. However, this time he was facing Wang Lin. With all the schemes and cunning people Wang Lin had faced, he was able to tell at a glance that everything this person was saying was a lie. Wang Lin raised his right hand and then gently let it fall. The retreating middle-aged man let out a miserable scream as popping sounds echoed from all over his body. Blood mist ejected from every part of his body and soon he was covered in blood. This bitch has been bullied by many people over these hundreds of years. Why do you only kill me? If you really have the skill, then kill them all. His last roar echoed as the middle-aged man's body exploded and his origin soul was wiped from this world. Killing a Nirvana Scryer cultivator was like killing an ant. The surroundings were completely silent, even the old man from before was shaking. Their hearts were beating like crazy. Although they knew Wang Lin was strong, seeing a Nirvana Scryer cultivator die with a wave of his hand without any chance of resisting still shocked them. Wang Lin's cold gaze swept past these cultivators. With a step, he charged into the group of cultivators and he disappeared along with Shizifeng a moment later. A soft light flew in from the distance and turned into a pill that floated before the old man. Take this pill and go into closed-door cultivation. Comprehend the beast soul inside and your cultivation level can increase. The pill gave off powerful origin energy fluctuations. Just a smell made his mind relaxed, and it felt like he had cultivated for several months. Inside all heaven, on a half-abandoned planet, snow fell from the sky, covering the earth in a layer of white. In the northern part of the planet, there was a mountain covered in snow. Shizifeng stood at the top of the mountain. Her face was pale and she had stopped her tears by force as she silently pondered. Before her, Wang Lin looked at her with a complicated expression. He let out a sigh and waved his right hand. A gentle force entered her body and made its way into her origin soul. In an instant, her injuries recovered. Shizifeng's body trembled and she lowered her head even more. The origin energy inside her body didn't dissipate after healing her origin soul but charged at her face. Cracking sounds echoed and the scars on Shizifeng's face, the ones that couldn't be healed by ordinary cultivators, cracked inch by inch before being blown away by the wind. As the fragments fell, Shizifeng's beautiful face appeared. Aside from the marks of time, there was almost no difference from before. The beautiful woman from the past was still a virgin, but the hint of time made her look like a madam. Shizifeng raised her hand and touched her smooth face. Tears flowed again. 800 years ago, she had personally destroyed her face. She would have never thought that that person from 800 years ago would recover her face. Wang Lin looked at the snowflakes that were falling and let them land on his body. He slowly said, I've only accepted 2 disciples in my life. One is named Xieqing and the other named 13. Do you wish to become my 3rd disciple? Shizifeng's body trembled. While she pondered, even more tears flowed. Wang Lin didn't speak again and waited for her response. He was not a ruthless person, but he couldn't accept everything. He could stop himself from liking someone, but there was something he couldn't stop. He could not stop this woman from liking him 800 years ago, nor could he stop her lingering feeling after 800 years. Compared to how he replied to Li Qianmai, Wang Lin couldn't say such unfeeling words to the weak Shizifeng. In this world, there were many other relationships between a man and a woman. Time slowly passed and more snow fell down before them. Shizifeng revealed a soft smile and for the first time raised her head. She looked at the figure standing behind the curtain of snow. It was as if she wanted to engrave his figure in her heart, and it slowly overlapped with the figure from before. She gently knelt on the ground. This kneeling cut off the feeling from 800 years ago. This kneeling completed a cycle of karma. This kneeling, while bitter, also gave Shizifeng relief. She knelt on the snow and whispered, "Disciple greets teacher." The last 2 drops of tears flowed down her smooth cheeks and landed on the snow. The layers of snow were pierced by the tears, forming 2 deep holes. However, these holes were quickly covered by snow. Wang Lin softly said, "Come with me." Shizifeng got up and whispered, "Disciple's home is in all heaven." Wang Lin silently pondered. After a long time, he waved his right hand. A powerful surge of origin energy entered Shizifeng's body. While helping her origin soul, he inserted as much comprehension as she could currently handle into her body. Shizifeng immediately broke through the corporeal yang stage and reached Nirvana Scryer. However, this wasn't over. It continued until Shuzifeng reached the Nirvana cleanser stage. Then the origin energy turned into 3 seals that suppressed her cultivation. This was to allow her to slowly comprehend and digest her cultivation. Even with Wang Lin's cultivation level, it was difficult to pass down cultivation. The snow became stronger and stronger. After an unknown amount of time, Wang Lin withdrew his right hand and reached at the sky. Countless snowflakes condensed in his hand to form a snowball. This snowball became more and more solid. Looking at the snowball, Wang Lin bit the tip of his tongue and spat out his ancient god blood. Sizzling sounds echoed when the blood fell on the snowball. While dyeing the snowball red, it also melted the snow. As it melted, even more snow arrived, and it soon became an ice crystal. Wang Lin waved his hand and the blood ice crystal stretched to form a long sword. A blood-red long sword. At the same time, thunder flashed from Wang Lin's right eye and vaguely appeared in his eyes. A sliver of the G-thunder, one of the 9 accompanying thunders, flew out and perfectly fused with the sword. At this instant, a monstrous killing intent erupted from the blood sword. No one under the 3rd step can withstand a strike from this sword. Since you can't leave your homeland, I'll give you this sword to protect you. If anyone dares to disrespect you, cut them down with this word. Wang Lin waved his right hand and the sword flew into Shizifeng's body, becoming her life treasure. Teacher will do one more thing for you. You have a senior brother on planet Qingling. If you need help, you can go with this sword. Shizifeng, Wang Lin looked at the woman before him. The woman bit her lower lip and silently raised her head. She looked at Wang Lin. Their eyes met, and in her eyes were 800 years of love buried deep within. Wang Lin silently pondered for a moment as he looked profoundly at the woman before him. Wang Lin let out a sigh before he turned around and walked away. Looking at Wang Lin's back gradually drift away, the figure in Shizifeng's eyes, the figure that had used the collapsed fragment to destroy everything in his path, appeared. The shadow that had taken many cultivators out of the Thunder Celestial realm. The proud and upright figure that had emerged in the battle for Celestial title. The snow-white figure that had gradually arrived. The flying snow made Shizifeng's vision slightly blurry. This kind of ending, perhaps, is better. Shizifeng lowered her head. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes as he moved through the stars. With his powerful cultivation, he had swept through her memories. He didn't look at Shizifeng's private matters but clearly remembered all those that had humiliated her in the past 800 years. The appearances and auras of these people were clear in Wang Lin's mind. I don't mind killing people. Don't mind, killing intent flashed in Wang Lin's eyes and he disappeared. Planet Yundong, the location of the Zhao family. The Zhao family was the 2nd largest family on the planet. Although they couldn't compare to those with inheritances, the Zhao family was extremely powerful in this star domain. The Zhao family's current family head had a high cultivation level. He had made great contributions during the war against the Alliance and had been given a pill. He was now at the mid-stage of Nirvana Cleanser. His status on planet Yundong was extremely high and he was respected by the people. However, very few people knew that 800 years ago, he was one of the people who had pursued Shizifeng. When the Shi family fell, he had secretly used some method to attempt to capture Shizifeng to be his cultivation furnace. Although he was stopped by someone, it had deeply injured Shizifeng, whose family had just collapsed. More than 800 years had passed and the Zhao family head had long forgotten about this. He was sitting in the main hall of the Zhao family's house, and the people of the Zhao family were listening to him lecturing Dao. However, just as he started the 3rd sentence, a monstrous, cold aura descended from the sky and surrounded the Zhao family house, shocking everyone inside. A shocking ray of sword energy descended at an unimaginable speed toward the Zhao family's main hall, toward the terrified Zhao family ancestor. It happened too fast. In a flash, the sword energy charged into the Zhao family's head. His body collapsed and his origin was soul destroyed. Planet Tianmu, Donglai family. The head elder was hailed as the most benevolent person in the family. He was at the peak of the Nirvana Cleanser stage 300 years ago and then became a gardener. He had planted a lot of strange flowers and plants in order to cultivate his heart. Few people knew that 800 years ago, as a friend of the Shi family, before he became the head elder, he had forced Shi Zifeng to destroy her own appearance and hand over the last treasure her ancestor had left her. At this moment, he was wearing rags and held a watering jar. He was watering flowers like a mortal. Behind him stood 3 respectful middle-aged men. Cultivation is like raising flowers. You need to understand nature and feel the changes in the world. Although this old man hasn't entered closed-door cultivation for 300 years and I even forget to check the changes in my cultivation, only like this can I truly comprehend the heavenly Tao. Head elder is wise. The 3 middle-aged man respectfully nodded. The old man revealed a smile. He naturally knew that the 3 of them didn't understand. He was about to continue speaking when the planet trembled. The sky changed colors and the clouds scattered. A ray of sword energy pierced through the world and descended from above. This sword energy was too fast. The old man just looked up and the sword energy charged into his body. The old man's body collapsed and his existence was completely erased. Only the watering can fell to the ground without being damaged at all. Planet C Miao, Lu family. As one of the 4 major families in the southern domain of all heaven, the young master had a high cultivation level. With his family behind him, few people dared to provoke him. At this moment, the young master was in closed-door cultivation. He was naked and was currently moving above a female cultivator, letting out beast-like roars as he did so. The female cultivator below him was extremely pretty, but her face was extremely pale. Her expression changed greatly as she rapidly aged and soon became almost a bag of bones. In just a moment, the female cultivator let out a miserable scream as she bled out from her orifices and died miserably. Next one. The man got up and didn't look at the woman. Some cultivators came in, took the corpse away, and brought another confused female cultivator that had lost her senses. The man grabbed this female cultivator and was about to use her to cultivate with a gloomy expression. However, just at this moment, a heaven-shaking roar came from the sky. At first it sounded like it was far away, but soon it was deafening. The closed-door cultivation location shattered and the man was filled with terror. He grabbed the female cultivator and used her as a shield. The ray of sword energy passed through her body, causing her no harm. It then directly entered his body between his eyebrows. There was a thunderous bang and then his eyes widened and his body collapsed. His blood drenched her body and she immediately became sober. Planet Shu Lu's Qian family. Planet Heaven Breaking Sun family. Planet Shu Ling's Li family. Rays of sword energy penetrated all those places and killed the people that once humiliated Shi Zifeng. A team of nearly 100 cultivators was pulling 2 cultivation planets. They were being led by an old man. He gave off a sense of majesty without being angry, and all the cultivators looked at him with respect. However, as they moved forward, a ray of sword energy arrived. Before anyone could react, the sword energy entered the old man's body and he died. Similar scenes took place all over all heaven. Anyone who had offended Shi Zifeng died to a ray of sword energy. There was a large amount of Thunder Celestial Temple cultivators moving around within the giant star formation. They were placing down formations and connecting them together. In a flash, 11 rays of sword energy appeared and split off into 11 different directions. A gloomy middle-aged man that was placing a formation was pierced by the sword energy. He didn't know what was going on and immediately died. In a flash, 10 people died at different parts of this giant formation. The last ray of sword energy charged deep into the vortex and pierced into an old man who was reinforcing the formation. The old man trembled and his body exploded. The sudden scene shocked everyone at the formation, and the people of the Thunder Celestial Temple were terrified. Wang Lin didn't kill one extra or let one go. Wang Lin had used his divine sense and released nearly 100 rays of sword energy to sweep all heaven. This was the last thing he was going to do for Shi Zifeng. As he talked forward, Wang Lin appeared outside the giant formation all heaven had built. He looked into the depths of the formation formed by hundreds of planets. The countless Thunder Celestial Temple cultivators were silent as he slowly walked forward. He wasn't fast, but every step he took caused the star domain to rumble as if there was thunder crashing down. Wang Lin's steps formed monstrous sounds that spread in all directions. Countless Thunder Celestial Temple cultivators became pale and quickly retreated. They weren't like the family of Planet Dawnling that had their minds controlled and were willing to fight to the death. They quickly backed away. From afar, they looked like a receding tide. As Wang Lin moved forward, a sharp laugh came from Master Lufu, who was at the center of the vortex. This laugh was heaven-shaking, and when it pierced out from the vortex, it swept toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin suddenly stopped. The thunderous roar spread out in all directions. This was the first confrontation between Master Lufu and Wang Lin. Although neither had attacked directly, one wanted to move forward and the other wanted to stop Wang Lin from moving forward. A battle began above the formation. This simple laugh contained Master Lufu's cultivation as a third-step cultivator. This laugh caused the star domain to tremble until it looked like it was going to collapse. Countless spatial cracks appeared and charged toward Wang Lin like sharp swords. It was as if a powerful wind had rushed at Wang Lin. Master Lufu's true strength was revealed. If Wang Lin was a fifth heaven's blight cultivator, his body would have been torn apart by this laugh and his origin soul would have been destroyed. Even other early-stage Nirvana Void third-step cultivators would be unable to continue moving forward after resisting this laugh. However, Wang Lin hadn't reached the third step. He had become a 7-star ancient god thanks to the ancient order inheritance, so he could resist the power of a third-step cultivator using the power of his body. His body's strength had reached a terrifying level. Hearing Master Lufu's laugh, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. In this world, there is no laugh that can match the roar of an ancient god, especially the roar of the ancient order. So what if you're at the third step? The ancient god stars between Wang Lin's eyebrows rotated rapidly. The 7 stars rotated and ancient god power filled Wang Lin's body. The giant ancient order head appeared out of thin air. When the head appeared, Wang Lin opened his mouth and let out a heaven-shaking roar at the vortex inside the formation. Roar? This roar instantly spread out and suppressed Master Lufu's laugh. It formed a monstrous sound wave and swept forward. It couldn't compare to the roar from the mysterious existence in the ancient tomb that injured countless third-step cultivators and chased away the sovereign. However, Wang Lin's ancient order roar was filled with momentum. The roar rumbled and the space between Wang Lin and Master Lufu trembled. It was as the two people had launched invisible attacks at each other. The star domain trembled and the countless surrounding cultivators all coughed out blood. They retreated like crazy once more. Deep within the vortex of the formation, Master Flame's Park and company were completely pale. They quickly cycled their origin energy. It was as if they would collapse from this roar if they didn't. Master Lufu was sitting before them, and his expression changed. He clearly felt an unimaginable impact rushing at him that wanted to destroy anything that resisted it. His laugh immediately collapsed before the ancient order roar. Master Lufu's clothes fluttered in the wind. Although his expression had changed, there was a flash of coldness in his eyes. However, there was a hint of shock he couldn't conceal under this coldness. Originally, he clearly understood Wang Lin's strength. Although Wang Lin had broken that formation in 8 breaths, he had many treasures and spells. Although shocked, he wasn't afraid. In his view, they were equal and neither could suppress the other. However, right now his previous analysis was shaken greatly. This roar contained an aura that made him feel terrified. He vaguely felt like he couldn't resist this. It was as if what was going to charge in was not a cultivator or an ancient god but an existence far beyond his comprehension, something that shouldn't exist. This creature's tyrannical nature was completely revealed in this roar. Anyone who dared to block him would have to pay the price. As the roar echoed, the vortex Master Lufu was in had rotated constantly, but at this moment, it showed signs of stopping. It was as if this vortex didn't dare to rotate before this roar. Master Flamesparks' face was pale and the fear in his eyes filled his mind. He stared at Wang Lin outside the vortex, but he couldn't overlap this person with the figure from the past. Although he had accepted the fact, he subconsciously still refused to believe it. Li Yunzi was the weakest among them, and he had been seriously injured. Although he had recovered, his cultivation hadn't progressed much. At this moment, although Master Lufu had blocked most of the power, just the residue sound made him feel deaf. He coughed out blood and retreated hundreds of feet before he finally stopped. Fear appeared in his eyes and, like Master Flamespark, he looked at Wang Lin. The current Wang Lin was extremely unfamiliar. There was too much of a difference from the boy his memory. To reach such a cultivation level in just a few hundred years, could he have comprehended all of the battle scrolls? Fortunately, the hatred between us isn't deep, and back then I gave him all the battle scrolls. Otherwise, I fear not even Master Lufu could save me. He actually became this strong. Blood God felt the most fear. His scalp tingled and he was almost scared out of his wits. He knew he had offended Wang Lin too much. At this moment, when he personally saw Wang Lin and felt the shock from the roar, he couldn't help but tremble. As the Yao family ancestor, as all heathens' blood god, he was extremely haughty. He had rarely experienced what it was like to tremble, but right now he was truly scared. Wang Lin's strength made him feel fear, made him feel like he couldn't resist. After seeing Master Lufu's expression change, he felt desperate. However, he still had a hint of hope in his heart that he would get lucky. Perhaps this Wang Lin is not here for me but for Master Lufu. He wants to battle Master Lufu. I'm but an ant in his eyes, so he probably won't be too hard on me. As the roar passed, Wang Lin stepped forward. With every step, the thunder echoed once more, creating a powerful pressure that pressed down on the vortex. Master Lufu took a deep breath, but he didn't get up. He stared at Wang Lin outside the vortex and slowly said, "Since we met on planet Suzaku, fellow cultivators' cultivation level has increased greatly. This old man can't help but be impressed." His voice spread out from the vortex. The battle at planet Suzaku felt like it was just yesterday. Fellow cultivator Lufu's sword is still shocking. Wang Lin didn't stop as he calmly walked forward. After he finished speaking, he looked at Master Flamespark and clasped his hands. "Fellow cultivator Flamespark, how are you? I have come to All Heaven to deal with a few old matters. I hope you can forgive me." The senior of the past had now become a fellow cultivator. It was not that Wang Lin wanted to change it, but the current Master Flamespark couldn't bear Wang Lin calling him senior. Although, when Wang Lin said, "fellow cultivator," Master Flamespark felt a hint of glory along with the bitterness. He quickly got up and clasped his hands at Wang Lin. "All Heaven is senior's home, no need to talk about forgiving." Wang Lin faintly smiled and gradually walked toward the vortex. "In planet Suzaku, we teamed up and could be considered friends. Normally, I should be happy to see fellow cultivator, but why did you kill 11 of the people that were helping set up the formation?" Master Lufu's narrowed his eyes and there was a flash of coldness in them. Wang Lin's expression remained neutral and he raised his hand to point at Blood God next to Master Lufu. He slowly said, "I naturally have my own reasons for killing them. There is no feud between us, and I also have no intention of fighting you. I only want this person." Blood God's mind trembled and all the blood left his face. It was as if all his vitality had been cut off with a point of Wang Lin's finger. Wang Lin stopped 1,000 feet outside the vortex. The person before him was All Heaven's ancestor and a main force in the fight against the Outer Realm. Back on planet Suzaku, they had worked together for a short period of time. Although Wang Lin didn't care about his cultivation level, he still had to give him the respect a third-step cultivator deserved. Master Lufu's expression became gloomy and there was hesitation in his eyes. "Master Lufu, only Junior can take you into that place." Blood God's face was pale and he was filled with despair. Just as he spoke, he was interrupted by Master Lufu. "This old man will make his own decision." Master Lufu stood up and clasped his hands at Wang Lin. He slowly said, "Fellow cultivator Wang Lin, can you give this old man some face and let his person go? This would count as this old man owing you a favor." Wang Lin looked at Master Lufu. A moment later, he shook his head. "This person has great use to me. I hope fellow cultivator won't stop me." Master Lufu's expression became gloomy. Although he was cautious, the arrogance of a third-step cultivator had been engraved into his bones. For the tens of thousands of years, He had done as he wished in all heaven, and no one had dared to retort to him. He thought that he was already lowering himself and had even taken a step back by owing Wang Lin a favor. However, Wang Lin didn't care about his favor at all. As a result, Master Lufu gradually revealed a sneer. This old man wants to see why you're so confident in battling this old man in this star formation. The power of your roar is strong and your body can match a third-step cultivator, but this old man has been a third-step cultivator for tens of thousands of years. How can a pretentious person like you understand? Wang Lin's expression remained the same and his eyes gradually became cold. He waved his right hand and coldly said, "Don't waste time. If you want to battle, then let's battle. This video will end here.